Hello and welcomes back everyone, and Forth here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Vaedren here, my Imperial Agent, and where we last left off we were on the world of Quesh, which were orbiting in the background there, and we were getting the final chemical required to create the IX serum to hopefully reprogram ourselves and escape from the Republic SIS control. Now we're waiting for that serum to work through our body. In the meantime, the Republic SIS have another operation for us on the world of Hoth. So, that's where we're going. We do have one bit of mail from Moff Drayson in regards to Quesh. Imperial adrenal production on Quesh is ramping up. Since the defeat of Jedi Master Thrall at your hand, our forces have encountered only token resistance as we continue our conquest. Quesh will soon fall, and the Republic will have no choice but to engage us in full-scale war. And he sent us some experimental stims as a way of thanks. Very well. So, Hoth, in the distant outer rim. Few life forms can survive on the ice planet Hoth. Between its sub-zero surface temperatures, shearing winds, and frequent whiteouts, the environment should be considered extremely hostile even to properly outfitted individuals. Mechanical equipment and communications technology are prone to freeze and malfunction as well, making any minor setback potentially lethal. During the war between the Republic and Empire, the Hoth system was a site of a major fleet battle. This resulted in a large number of starships falling into Hoth's gravity well and crashing onto the planet's surface. These derelict ships have become the base of operations for a large group of pirates, as well as the center of dispute between the Republic and Imperial forces. Both players of the Empire and the Republic are both here on Hoth at the same time. As we mentioned on Quesh, I'll show you kind of the world map once we get out of our main base of operations.
Codename Legate to Base Command. Come in, Base Command.
Base Command receiving, Leggett. Don't be surprised if I cut out. The whole Hoth system is murder on the comms. And not so good for people, either.
You say that like you've had experience.
Not personally. Friends. Hoth's a frozen rock, not worth much on its own. But years back, it saw one of the war's biggest battles. Hundreds of ships got dragged into the atmosphere, made a sort of a starship graveyard for the best girls in the fleet. You're going to bring one home.
I hijacked a transport once. Never made off with a whole ship.
I heard rumors. Tell me the story someday. It's a war zone down there. Republic salvage operations, Imperial saboteurs, and the White Maw. Few thousand pirates who want the scrap for themselves. Plus the Starbreeze is a Mu-type shuttle. Slip of a thing. Haven't been able to locate her in the wreckage. Our only lead is inside the Imperial Army.
What makes the SIS want this shuttle so badly?
The Starbreeze belongs to the Republic. It's important to us. That's all I can say for now.
You locked down my mind, now you can't even explain the mission.
You chose to work with the SIS. I'm treating you like I would any new agent. We have reports that Lyak Davos, an Imperial admiral who fought in the Battle of Hoth, is assembling an expedition to the Starship Graveyard. He's after a long list of salvage, the Starbreeze included. Join Admiral Davos and get that shuttle to us instead.
If I steal the Admiral's prize, it won't be long before someone figures it out.
You're craftier than that. You do this right, no one has to know. Codename Hunter will contact you from the field. He's en route to Hoth now. In the meantime, talk to Admiral Davos' search and recovery men at the Imperial Base. With any luck, they'll show us the way.
Okay. So, an Imperial Admiral is looking for a selection of ships, including this Starbreeze, a Mu-type shuttle? Ah, yes. Once again, we don't have official access to a spaceport here on Hoth. Both Republic and Imperial players each have their own orbital station. How are we going to do this? We are here trying to decide how best to disguise our activities. Because we're going to be wanting to try and help Imperial interests, while at the same time we have our own objectives with the SIS. I suppose since we want to attach ourselves to an Imperial force, we may as well not try and stand out at all. We may as well just act as any other Imperial, because it'll be only natural, because we're joining the Admiral's like retinue, so to speak. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. There's no reason to try and disguise our activities. The SIS is just going to have to suck it up that we're aiding the Empire, help us fit in all the more.
I'll get back to my studies.
What's up?
So, if that's the case, since we're getting ready for Hoth, I'm just going to switch out my gear a little bit more. Oh, I need to switch over to my sniper, don't I? Oh well. Been a while. Right, so quickly grab all this gear, put it back on. Might as well grab this sniper rifle. Thank you very much. Right, that's all looking good. Switch back over to this gear. Yep, that works well. So let's look at our combat style. What's changed? We were level 60, we gained follow through, reducing the cost of our next two snipes, and an ability to reduce or finish the cooldown of our penetrating blasts. So at level 64, we got to choose one of 3 passives. Countermeasures purges all movement impairing effects. And it also gives us re-established range, which increases our movement speed by 75%. In addition, the final shot of penetrating blasts knocks a target back 10 if they're within 10 meters. Which will be handy more in PvP, I imagine, for keeping the range from the enemy. We can just simply increase the damage of suppressing fire, which is very good for clearing out mobs of enemies. Reduces the cooldown of meticulous preparation, which I don't think we have unless... Yes, we do. It's another active ability which finishes the cooldowns of countermeasures, shield probe, or knockback cover pulse, and entrench. Right. So reduces the... What is the cooldown? Oh, it's a 3-minute cooldown. Right. Also increases our damage reduction. That's actually all three of these are really good. We'll take the suppressive fire for now, just because we're dealing with standard enemies, not other players. But the other two skills are really powerful as well. And at level 68, we gain portable bunker. So our trench lasts even longer. And when we enter our cover, using our roll ability, you gain entrench for the first 3 seconds. So when we use what's called covered escape, which is this one, we get 3 seconds of entrench. And then we get to choose one of 3 abilities. We have Hollow Locate. We can place down a marker. And if we're within 60 meters of the marker, we can return to it. Okay, makes sense. We have an Orbital Strike. Calls in support from orbiting warships. Or we can deploy a shield, which has a 3-minute cooldown, but reduces all damage by 20% for 20 seconds. That's really powerful as well. I mean, it's good for everyone around you, but a 20% damage reduction for 20 seconds is really powerful as well in PvP. We'll take the Orbital Strike again, just because we're facing off against normal enemies. But again, in PvP would probably change things up. So, I think we are dressed somewhat appropriately. Obviously, the SIS know of Kaleo's involvement. Hello, Ensign.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Adama space station. I gather this visit is because you'll be traveling through to the surface of Hoth.
That's the intent.
I'll be scanning you so I can customize your cold weather equipment. Then I'll arrange your briefing. There we are. As you're on the VIP list, Lieutenant Halpern will brief you. He's in the theater. Good day.
Perfect. Yeah, we're just meant to be here. No nefarious goings-on whatsoever.
Good to have you with us. The men were wondering if they'd get to see the VIP. Ostensibly, the conflict on Hoth is over salvage from a battle that happened above the planet. In reality, it is our trap for the Republic.
So the salvage is worthless, or is it just too hard to get to?
A bit of each. There is a fairly major pirate force that holds much of what the Republic wishes to recover. The Imperial plan is not to gain ground, but rather to make the battle as costly as possible to the Republic. We want our forces small and mobile, and while the Republic keeps chasing victory, we bleed them dry of personnel and equipment.
You'll need good intelligence for that.
It is a certainty, sir. Good to have you on board.
Sir, forgive the interruption. I brought by your survival equipment.
We were just finishing, Ensign.
This should keep your core body temperature up. When you're ready, report to a pilot in the shuttle bay for transport to the planet.
Colonel Vanis at Dorn Base will be waiting for you. Good luck down there.
Okay. Increases elemental resistance by 10% for 60 minutes. Very good. So, get down to, what did he say? Dorn Base. Speak to a Colonel Vanis. See how we can help.
End of the line. Everybody out. You've got a meeting with Commander Triton.
My briefing said I was to meet a Colonel Vanis.
I don't know anything about that. Commander Triton's the one listed as in charge now. I'm sure he can fill you in on the story. I need to de-ice the shuttle here.
During our ride down to the planet's surface, the situation has already changed. That is not a good sign. Well, let's introduce ourselves. So we have the Search and Recovery HQ, Admiral Davros. Deep breath, psych ourselves up.
Satellite's dead. What do your people know about Grid Alpha 9?
Pirate territory, heavily fortified.
Can you get me numbers?
Perhaps, but our manpower is limited.
Manpower? Excuse me. Captain Leo Firth, Search and Recovery. Saw your docking authorization. You must be our visitor from Intelligence.
Come here, Sergeant. What's your name?
Sergeant Athentero, CIS Expansionary Defense Force, permanently attached to Imperial Search and Recovery. It is an honor to work with our allies in the Empire.
Please excuse us, Sergeant. Your friends in the CIS Ascendancy know Hoth pretty well, but friendship only goes so far. So, what is it you came here for?
Laik Davos, head of Search and Recovery. Where is he?
The Admiral's a good man, but you're out of luck. He left base with his expedition 36 hours ago. Long-range comms are almost useless in this weather. You want to wait? He'll be back in a few weeks.
If this were an emergency, how would you reach him?
Look, there might still be a crew at the expedition launch site. It's where the Admiral's supply line to the Starship graveyard starts. But trying to reach the launch point now is suicide. Weather's bad, and there are Republic commandos in the area.
I don't plan to stay out longer than I have to, but Admiral Davos isn't leaving without me.
Understood, sir. I hope you find what you're after. I've done all I can. I'll alert you if I hear from the Admiral.
I cannot speak now.
But you may want to speak later? Interesting. So, the Admiral has already begun his expedition towards the Starship graveyard. We kind of missed his team then to join him. That's unfortunate.
We can't win, sir. I don't understand why we stay. The Republic is dug in too deep. They outnumber us 3-1.
Short-sighted as always. This campaign was never about annihilation or even winning. We're here to drag the Republic into an unwinnable conflict, to tie up their resources. Every day we keep them here spinning their wheels is another victory for the Empire. Remember that.
We have a law object on the CIS. In fact, there's another CIS here as well, Captain Udras. Do we want to learn more about our race? The CIS are a proud and highly intelligent species, valuing a knack for strategy and subterfuge over brute force. Although isolated in the unknown regions of the galaxy with their so-called CIS ascendancy, they were singled out by the Empire as potential servants and allies because of their outsider status and their relative lack of moral qualms. Not that they are by nature evil, but they value pragmatism and efficiency, and recognize both of these qualities reflected within the Empire. They are regarded as second-class citizens within the Empire, but they are permitted self-governance and supporters of a more diverse empire. Often use the CIS as an example of what the Empire could accomplish by welcoming other species. think we've mentioned such before. We have a cargo hold here. Various vendors. We have our heroic mission terminal here. So, Leo, don't be rude.
Your advice boils down to doing nothing, and that I cannot do.
Sir, I respect your bravery, but if you see this through personally, you will be dead. And whose leadership will we have then? Ah, the agent. It's good you've arrived. This is Commander Triton, and I am his advisor, Udris.
Lieutenant Halpin sent word you would be coming, and we've never had greater need of you.
Colonel Vanis, the commander of this base, is missing. We fear he's dead, along with all the most experienced men from this base.
It is pleasant to be among such fine company.
We have been here longer than the Empire. It was our breakthrough that first alerted them to the Republic presence.
The Chiss have proven their worth to us, Udris especially, during this emergency.
An emergency that grows more dire every moment the Colonel is missing. This was the distress call we received.
Scout 1 to Dorn Base. Heavy casualties. Taking heavy casualties. We're under attack. We can't see the...
What on this world could take out an armed group of officers?
Besides the Republic, there are Wampers, pirates. Mostly aliens unafraid of the Empire.
But we can't simply cower in our base when the mission is to damage and exhaust the Republic.
And our men can't do it. Commander, this visit is a gift to us from fate.
You will soon know all you need to. You have my word.
Good. Intel is the priority. We must learn what happened to Vanis and rescue him if he still lives. Our best case scenario is that Colonel Vanis's communications tipped off the Republic, and he's gone quiet.
But if I were out in that cold, I'd have called for a rescue. If you can find the Colonel, everyone on this base is in your debt.
Okay. So the Colonel and his fellow group of officers were scouting somewhere in this region and came under attack.
We're scanning the frequencies for the Colonel. So far, nothing but silence.
Not ideal. Oh. Let's pop ahead into the cantina for a moment. Hello, Paxton.
How long do you think it will take, friend, for all this to sink into the snow and be forgotten?
Probably not all that long. Let's just wait for the elevator. So the Empire is certainly making use of...
Planet Agent. There's nothing here worth having.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Kaleo. But yeah, the Empire is certainly making use of their Chiss allies here on Hoth. According, of course, to Udris, they were here prior even to the Empire. And they're the ones who made the Empire aware of the Republic's presence. Of course, the Republic have their own able allies in the form of, let me get this right, the Tals, which are another alien species, who again are somewhat adapted to the extreme temperatures here on Hoth. So, let's pull out our map here. Of course, a play of the Empire starts in the Icefall Plains. Okay, we have our launching point. We'll look into that at some point later on. And we have the region where we lost communication with Colonel Vanis and his team. We pull out though, while we start here in the plains. Players of the Republic start in the White Rock Wastes. And they'll be doing their own activities. Eventually, both players of the Republic and the Empire will be moving into High Mount Ridge, following their own path. And then eventually moving into the Glacial Fissure. And then finally, of course, as you can see, we have the Starship Graveyard. There is a good chance we'll encounter a player of the Republic during our journey here on Hoth, and we can probably get relatively close to their outposts. In fact, if we had stayed as an operative, we could have probably sneaked into their bases for a little while.
Nothing but a bunch of namby-pamby cowards on this frozen rock. Think I like hearing my teeth chatter and knees knock, my sweat freeze and breath blind me? Not a scrap. But I got a job to do, and by gum I aim to do it.
Sounds like you could use a hand.
Whoa, sorry about that, didn't see you. Kind of snowblind, I guess. None of those remarks were aimed at you. In fact, my mission calls for someone of your obvious capabilities. Colonel Vanis left orders to stop the Republic from tracking our deployments here. I figured out the enemy's MO, but need the firepower to squash it.
What exactly do you need?
Republic scouts have set up a series of short-range relays. Need to activate one to jam their communications. Can't activate without a data card from one of the scouts. Gonna have to get one of them the old-fashioned way. You game?
Consider it done.
You're a lifesaver. Republic scouts range around the lower ruins, spying on us and disappearing. Get a data card off one of them, and then find one of their relay consoles in the outer edge. I'll be here and can jam their relays once you're done.
Okay. So it's just to make sure that the Republic can't track the Imperial deployments, the troop movements. And, okay. That's relatively close to where we lost Colonel Vanis, actually. For our time on Hoth, should have maybe prepared this earlier. There we... Yes, it's already set up. Vehicles. Where are you hiding? There you go. We have a good old Tauntaun here. Now, is there someone hiding around here? No. Thought there might have been some, Oh, no, that's a part of the local wildlife. Oh, I tried to activate my stealth field generator. I was like, why won't you work? Oh, that's right. So used to playing as an operative. That's a scout over there.
You and me, getting good.
Okay. Hey. Oh, we made friends. called in an orbital to strike basically right on top of our heads. If it's stupid but works, isn't stupid. And we actually have encountered our first Tals as well. That isn't a good sign for what happened to Colonel Vanis.
All right, make me look good.
See, we're having to fight our way through. Oh, our experience booster just ended. Now, we don't ask how this works, but we can actually call in an orbital airstrike indoors. Guess the turbo lasers are able to penetrate through the surface of the ice. Come on.
Make me look good.
Any patrolling Tals? No. Oh. You're not really dressed for the occasion, unless the Tals strip them afterwards. And we find Colonel Vanis. Yep. I'll head back to Dorn Base, give the bad news.
You're done great. Got the activation signal from the Republic data relay, and we're already jamming their comm. Thanks to you, things are getting hot round here.
Not a problem, Sergeant. Ooh. Gonna choose one of our companions' armored outfits. I have no idea what Vector's armored outfit looks like. Let's keep our eyes open to see if we can pick up more pieces of that. And level 70. Anything new? Unfortunately not. Level 73. Let's go give our report.
I found Colonel Vanis. He was dead, murdered by Republic Tals.
Tals. That would make sense. Cold adapted, Republic aligned. I've not killed their kind before. What about you, Commander?
What? Yes, of course.
The base awaits your orders, Commander.
We are having deep morale issues in the forward outpost. I must show them that we can triumph without Colonel Vanis. Now is the time for reprisals. These chittering animals will not get away with this. I want 10 of the Republic to suffer for every one of ours dead. I want every last Tolls wiped out, their heads on sticks out in the frost.
Anything you'd like to add?
The main thrust of the plan is sensible, but given our limited knowledge, I suggest the plan be refined before use. A covert action is advisable, or we'll end up wiping out one group and causing the rest to go into hiding. I have data arrays we could install in their communications link. If we did that, we could locate and estimate their numbers before we hit them.
We could certainly do covert.
They weren't carrying handheld comms. They probably got way stations. I can bug those.
This sounds plausible. As much as I hate to admit it, Udris is usually right about these things.
Commander! Come in, Commander!
Go ahead, Scout 5.
We found a nest of Tolls on the ice lake. Too many to engage. Transmitting coordinates now.
Our luck is changing. If we can get those arrays into whatever they're using for communications, we'll soon know what we need.
When you're done, report to the forward outpost. It's closer to the lake, and the men there can see your success in person.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to tap the Tal's communications, and then we're heading over to the Imperial forward base here.
Those Tolls will soon know what it means to cross Dorn Base.
Okay, let's get ourselves slightly outside of Dorn Base, and then we'll take a break. We'll take a break here, and when we come back, we'll look into, as I say, tapping the Tal's communications, and then trying to find the best way to destroy their activities here in the Icefall Plains. Thank you all for joining me once again with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then though, take care. Bye bye now.